wait is over for this rivalry game. It's the Cleveland Browns and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Next on Madden Football.
We're here at the confluence of the Ohio, the Allegheny, and the Monongahela Rivers, and welcome you to Acrisure Stadium on the North Shore of Pittsburgh, the home of the Steelers. Thanks for having us in, Mike Tirico and Greg Olson, or should I say Dean Olson, because tight end U doesn't happen without you, and we've got a great matchup here. We've got two of the best at your position in the current game right now.
And Mike, when I came into the league, almost 20 years ago, there was a handful of really elite tight ends. But doesn't it just seem, especially over these last couple years, every single team, at least the ones that make their mark and find themselves in the playoffs competing for Super Bowls, have a legitimate #1 threat at the tight end position. It almost feels like if you don't have a tight end, your offense is missing a key piece. I know I'm biased, but at tight end U, man, we make no mistake about it. We think we are the most important position in football, and you're not going to convince me otherwise.
He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. The Cleveland offense set to take the field for the first time. Leading them out, the veteran quarterback, first-round pick back in 2017, Deshaun Watson.
There was a time, and it wasn't very long ago, Mike, that this guy was trending towards becoming one of the best quarterbacks in the entire NFL. He has to find a way to get back to stacking strong performances, one after another, and keep his team in the hunt. It'll be interesting to see how this one plays out, but if he plays well, his team is always going to have a strong chance of winning.
On the carry, this is Nick Chubb. And his initial touch, good for a couple. It'll be second down. Watson to throw. He's trying to get back to the line of scrimmage, but will not, and be taken down there.
Well, here early on, if this pass rush continues to get home at this rate, this is going to be a long day for this offense. They're going to have to put some extra guys in there, mix in some play action, keep this pass rush off balance.
Throwing on third down, Watson. Oh, got him again the second time with a sack on this opening drive.
This defensive line clearly has a beat on this offense. They've got to find a way to settle their pass protections. If they want to be able to get their quarterback in any sort of established rhythm and timing going forward, they're going to have to do a lot better job protecting them. Early in this game, that's already 2 sacks allowed.
So on fourth down, the lefty, Corey Bojorquez to punt for Cleveland. Calvin Austin deep for the Steelers. Ooh. And he'll be brought down. Short return. And they'll take over there. The Steeler offense ready to take the field for the first time. They're led out by their veteran quarterback, Super Bowl winner, Russell Wilson.
Let's not forget, Mike, not too long ago, Russell Wilson was not only the face and one of the top superstars of the NFL, he was a bona fide Hall of Fame quarterback. So the talent and the resume, it's still there. He puts together one of those vintage performances we've seen throughout the years. This team's going to be hard to beat.
They'll come up here, 1st and 10. They'll run it for the first time with Najee Harris. And he's going to be taken down on the other side of the 50-yard line.
I think this is something that we can expect to see here, especially early, Mike, as this team gets into a rhythm. They want to lean on this run game. They feel like they have a lot of advantages over this defense, and you can see from the first play here why they feel that way.
They go play action with Wilson. And they're going to get to him and take him down, taken back to the other side of midfield.
And now we're seeing the game kind of go back and forth. Each team trading blows, trying to establish control over the other. Nice chunk play on the previous play. The defense responds back with a sack, and we're going to see which team can establish a little bit more of this control as the game unfolds.
Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. Out of the gun, it's Wilson. He'll be hit as he throws this time, and it's going to fall incomplete. And he might be fortunate just to avoid the sack, and it'll set up a 3rd down.
This pass rush is continuing to make their presence felt here in the early going, and for this quarterback, he's lucky to at least get rid of that ball because they were on the verge of recording their 2nd sack, and we're still here in the 1st quarter.
Oh, got him again the 2nd time with a sack on this opening drive.
Really nice start for this defense here early through the 1st quarter. 2 different players each recording a sack. Offensive line's going to have to get together on the sideline with their coach and identify where's the weakness in our protection. How can we get extra bodies and extra attention? Because we still got a long way to go in this one.
On 4th down, here's Cameron Johnston to punt for Pittsburgh. And no return forthcoming. It's a touchback and will come out to the 20-yard line. The Browns offense ready to get going with their 2nd possession. They'll search for the first points of this game as they begin the drive on 1st and 10. Out of the gun, Watson. He's got his man, the tight end, David Njoku. And
nice way to start the drive here. Really good protection by the guys up front. Good decision by the quarterback to find his read. Ball's accurate, ball's on time. Now they're able to start this drive and get on the move the right way.
so they come to the line for 1st down and 10. From the shotgun, here's Watson. He'll go right back to Njoku. He's got it again. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a 1st down completion of 7 yards.
Receiver just finds himself in a really nice groove, and there's these weird times in the game, Mike, where it just seems like every ball comes your way, every play they call, you're wide open, and you just find yourself in one of those grooves that athletes talk about. So they got to continue to ride the hot hand, because...
And he will not get back to the line of scrimmage. That's going to go down as a sack and a loss of a couple.
If there's any silver lining for this drive, Mike, it's the fact that at least this sack occurred on an early down. So I guess technically they have a chance to claw themselves out of this hole, but that's the 3rd sack of the game. And this defense doesn't show any signs of slowing down.
Watson now on 3rd down. He's got his man complete. That's Judy. That long one's going to bring them 1st and goal. He is brought down at the 5-yard line.
If you want to score points at a high level in the NFL, you have to generate explosive plays. And after that big chunk pass play, they find themselves now down there in the red zone, and this is where you have to finish drives.
Five yards from the house. They've got it 1st and goal. Njoku, the tight end, is the one in motion. Here's Chubb. Only a yard there. Tackle made at the 5. Here comes 2nd and goal. Njoku, the tight end, is the one in motion. One more time, it's Chubb. He'll get a couple, mark him down at the 3. 3rd and goal. Back to throw is Watson. That's hauled in at the 2.
When you're willing to throw the ball short of the sticks on 3rd down, you know what that tells me, Mike? The decision to go for it on 4th down has already been made. If you're able to pick it up with yards after the catch, great. But if not, it's a 4th and short, and you give yourself a realistic shot of converting on this 4th down.
On 4th down, Watson to the end zone. It's intercepted. Picked off by Deshaun Elliott.
Just think back to a few plays ago, Mike. This offense is finding themselves entering the red zone. It looked like we're about to see a touchdown, but that's how fast things can change in this game. The defense finds themselves with their back against the wall, coming up with a huge 4th down stop. Not only do they keep points off the board, but it's nicer to do it when you come off with the ball in your hand.
The Steelers offense ready for their 2nd possession. They had to punt on their opening drive. No damage done as of yet. Still scoreless here, and they'll pick it up 1st and 10. Three tight ends in the game to start the drive. This drive begins with a run by Harris. He'll manage only a couple. Jeremiah Wusu-Koramoah in on the stop. Second down and 8. From the shotgun, Wilson. A throw there on 2nd down, going to be incomplete.
You hear quarterback coaches say it all the time. Let's get our guy easy completions. Well, that falls certainly into that category, Mike, but when you fail to connect on those, it just ends up being a wasted down.
Got to get it to the 30. Here comes 3rd down. Out of the gun, here's Russ. He'll try and get there on the ground.
Great reaction by the defense. At first, Mike, it looked like there was enough room out there for the quarterback to pick this one up himself, but they were able to rally to the ball, and I think the officials are going to mark him just short.
Here's Cameron Johnston now, and he's on to punt for the 2nd time in this opening quarter. And he's going to be hit and dropped right away. That's great coverage there. Winds up with nothing on the return. Now it's the Browns' turn as they get set to take over again on offense. They'll begin with 1st and 10. They bring Judy in motion. Using the jet sweep for the fake, they run it up the middle. Trying to find somewhere to move forward, but nothing going. Tackled for the loss of a yard.
Well, they try to get the run game started here early on this drive, Mike, and they're just going to have to do a better job up front. There's really nowhere for this ball carrier to go. You never want to lose yards on 1st down, but that's exactly the case here.
Here's Watson now on 2nd down. Looking deep here for Tillman. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing 3rd down.
So the defense comes out in a cover 2 shell. And what that means, Mike, is the 2 safeties are going to split the field in half. One guy has one half and the other guy has the other. There are abilities to get down the middle of the field, especially if you have speed. But really where you can attack it is they don't have enough guys to defend all of the underneath zones. And if you run the right concepts with the right quarterback, you can pick them apart. I think this is one of those plays that when the ball carrier watches this back in the film room tomorrow, he's going to be a little frustrated with himself. If he could just have made that one guy miss, he picks up the 1st down. Instead, he gets brought down short of the sticks, and now they got a 4th down decision to make.
Here's Austin to return. And he's going to be brought down after a short return, and that's where his team will get possession of the football. Here comes the Pittsburgh offense now, heading back onto the field. They'll try to establish some tempo as they start this one with 1st and 10. On the ground, it's Jalen Warren. And they'll be set up now. Up past the 40 with that one.
This offense has to be thrilled, Mike, with the success they've had here on the ground in this opening quarter. Now as the rest of the game unfolds, everything in the game plan continues to open up.
They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. They run it over center with Harris. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. Juan Thornhill up from his secondary spot to make the play. Here's 2nd and 6. Another run here with Harris. And they'll have it across midfield, down at the opposing 46-yard line.
The goal of every offense, Mike, is to find a way to establish a balance between the run and the pass. With some success here early on the ground, will open up things as the game unfolds for the quarterback in this passing game.
Play action. Now Wilson. And they're going to get to him and take him down, taken back to the other side of midfield.
Looked like a pass protection breakdown. They had 5 offensive linemen and a running back in the backfield. I promise you, somebody was assigned to that linebacker, but he timed the blitz perfectly. He ran through and was able to bring him down for a big sack.
From the gun, it's Wilson. They'll get maybe 3 out of that one, and it's going to set up 3rd down.
The receiver thought he had a nice soft spot in that zone coverage, and he settles down to give a nice target to the quarterback. But the defense had eyes on him the entire time. Secure rally tackle prevents that from turning into a big play.
3rd and long, it's Wilson. He'll get this into the hands of Austin. And he'll be taken down, but they are in business inside the 30-yard line.
3rd downs, Mike, those are quarterback downs. Those are the downs where you tend to find yourself in a must-pass situation, and that's where the top guys in the league are still capable of overcoming it. So throw the ball downfield, be accurate with the ball. Winning on 3rd downs, that is a recipe for success. The whole idea of the play-action pass, Mike, is that you can slow the pass rush down enough that it allows longer, slower developing pass concepts to open up downfield. But in this case, they were on him so fast that by the time he got his head around, that ball needed to come out. There was no timing and ultimately led in an incompletion.
He'll let this go towards the end zone. Mike Williams, the one he was looking for. And now it's going to be 3rd down.
I could sit up here all day, Mike, and we could talk about the missed throw, but I think a lot of the credit has to go to the pass defense. Not only did they do a good job making it difficult for them to complete the pass, but I think they saved a touchdown along the way.
On 3rd down, here's Wilson. That'll be caught by the running back, Warren. And a good job here defensively. They did not let him get away. He's well short of the 1st down marker.
When you throw the ball short of the sticks on 3rd down, you're relying heavily on the yards after the catch. So give credit to the defense here. Once the ball carrier had the ball, multiple guys around him, corralled him, take him down short of the sticks.
Boswell's kick is good. And the Steelers are out to an early 3-0 lead.
And I think this is going to end up being considered a successful drive, Mike. I think obviously you would have loved to see them come down and convert and score a touchdown. But at the very least, they needed to come away with 3. They were able to do that and take a lead on that field goal.
So after the field goal to open up the scoring, the kicker's back out for this kickoff. He airs strong on the return, and he'll be brought down right around the 25-yard line. The Browns offense ready to get back to work. This one has been tight so far. A field goal separating the two sides as this drive kicks off with 1st and 10. They'll run. This is Jerome Ford. And a nice run. Get him about 9. It'll bring up 2nd down. Again, it's Ford. They'll mark him down up at the 44-yard line.
2nd and short. Normally, this is a great time, Mike, to put the ball in the air and try to press the ball downfield. But in this case, they keep it on the ground. Has a similar effect. They pick up a good gain and a 1st down.
1st and 10. Watson going to give it to Chubb. And he'll be brought down at the 45. That's Alex Highsmith in for the tackle. Here's a 2nd and 9. On the ground, this is Ford. And he is planted in the backfield. Defenders crashing through, blow up that play behind the line.
This is what every defense in the league is shooting for, Mike. Negative plays. That's how you kill drives. Force teams to play from behind the sticks. Great job here, taking them down for a loss.
On 3rd down, they'll set up to throw. Now sets up a screen for Chubb. Here's Corey Bojorquez now, as he is on to punt for Cleveland. And this is going to work out for him. Out of bounds, and they'll mark it inside the 10. The Steelers offense make their way out to take over once more. They'll have a long field ahead of them as they start 1st and 10. They'll start this on the ground, and it's Harris. And he'll plow forward for a gain of 4 yards. Here's a 2nd and 6. Here comes Harris on the toss to the right. And a good push defensively. They're going to get him down back at the 10.
I'd like to see that running back be a little bit more decisive with his cut, Mike. You can see he was a little hesitant, and once you're late making that decision, you just kind of get strong laterally. Great job there by the defense, and he has no choice but to take that loss.
From the gun on 3rd down, Wilson. And great determination as he gets forward and picks up the 1st down. So just a lone field goal in the first quarter of play. 3-0 is our score. And we're back to the Steel City after this. A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10. He'll try the right side now with Harris. And he'll get back maybe to the line of scrimmage, but probably going to be a loss of a yard here.
Every team makes an emphasis on winning 1st down, but as a defense, when you're able to take them back for a loss, 2nd and long, you can really become more of a pass-centric defense and really tips the scales into your favor.
Now Russ. He'll find his big target, Pat Freiermuth. Here's a 3rd down and 4. Back to throw. Wilson. He's got his tight end. That's Freiermuth. And he's going to have the 1st down taken down after a short pickup of 5, but it will keep the drive going.
Well, we'll give a little credit here defensively. Even though they allowed the 1st down, we've seen defenses really struggle bringing this big tight end to the ground, and they didn't allow him to pick up a bunch of yards after contact, but he was able to get just enough to pick up the 1st down.
There's a short one caught by Freiermuth. And no chance to turn and go. That one good for just a couple. They'll come up on a 2nd down and 8. On the handoff, here's Harris running right. He'll turn this into a gain of about 4. It's going to lead to 3rd down. Now it's Wilson. He'll try to run for it. And Wilson's been doing this a long time. He knows the drill, slides to avoid the contact, and picks up the 1st down. 12 yards on the pickup, and that's a 1st down.
This is exactly how it's supposed to look on 3rd down. His eyes are downfield, nothing materializes. He quickly decides he can do it himself, picks up the 1st down, and then to protect himself with the slide, well done.
And he finds some space, tackled after a gain of 7 on 1st down. Now after the run, we get a stoppage for an injured player. And as the medical staff looks him over, we'll step aside. Here's a 2nd and 3 forthcoming. Now they'll throw it with Wilson. That's pulled in. Najee Harris. And they'll whistle him down, but not before he picks up a 1st down after a gain of 7.
And what really stands out about this drive is the ability of the quarterback to really spread the ball around to multiple targets and put so much pressure on the defense, deciding who do they want to account for, because no matter who they try to take away, the quarterback's doing a nice job of finding the open man.
Now he'll run it, and he slides and covers up at the end, avoids the hit, and picked up decent yardage along the way.
Take a look at his eyes. You can see the quarterback clearly going through all of his progressions, and he's quick to realize there's nowhere to go with this ball. He makes the right decision and gets out of there, picks up some good yardage, and gets down on the ground.
A give, and here comes Harris. And he'll be near the 1st down marker. Let's call it a gain of 3, but a short yardage situation coming up on 3rd down. He'll try to run for it with Harris. Trying to drive his way forward. I think he is short, and he is. And that means 4th down coming up.
And what a play by the interior of this defensive line. There was nowhere to run. He's able to get in the backfield for a big stop, and it sets up 4th down.
The field goal unit on the sideline. They'll line up to go for it on 4th down. They'll go, and it's Harris. And he's going to have the Steelers' 1st down. They managed to convert, and that'll keep the drive alive.
Little test of wills up front, huh, Mike? I mean, who wanted this one more? Who would get off the line quicker? Who would drive the other side backwards? Pretty impressive that not only are they the ones that won the battle, the defense knew what was coming and still couldn't stop them.
On 1st down, right back to Harris. Good blocking to the 15. And he's down at the 3. What a run.
Sometimes all it takes is that one key block to spring this back. He's just so good in open space. And, man, that was a heck of a run, and it sets up 1st and goal.
This drive has been methodical, but will they turn it into 6 points? It is 1st and goal. Trying to fight his way into the end zone, but they will mark him short. Down at the 1. The ball a little closer now. It is 2nd and goal. Here's Wilson to throw. And he will take this one across into the end zone. Russell Wilson. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. The defense comes up with the coverage, but they cannot keep up with the speed as the quarterback scrambles to the end zone for the touchdown.
And down here in the red zone, Mike, is where I think a quarterback's legs can be the most dangerous. The defenders are trying to match backs, match tight ends and receivers, but often it's the quarterback that has no one assigned to him, and in this case, he's able to capitalize and run it in himself.
Chris Boswell on for the point after. He's got it. And the Steelers are out to a 10-0 lead. Boswell now following the touchdown. Back out to kick this one off. On the return, this is Strong. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. The Browns offense getting set to get back to work. And nothing doing from the offense just yet. Down 10-0 as they come up with 1st and 10. Shotgun snap to Watson. There's a short throw caught by Njoku. And he's close to a 1st down. It's a gain of 9. Nice pitch and catch on 1st down.
And this is where the versatility of the tight end position really starts coming into play. Not only do they have to line up with their hand on the ground, but they can occasionally split out in the slot. And man, they're too fast for linebackers, and a lot of times they're too big for defensive backs.
On the handoff, this is Chubb.
This offense, they're not interested in taking the deep shot here. 2nd and short, the way they're running the ball, pound the rock, reset the downs, and just keep the drive alive.
Set to go now on 1st and 10. Now it's Watson. He's got it in the hands of Elijah Moore. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down. They'll work now on 2nd and 4. Out of the gun, Watson. Open man, and that's Tillman. And it'll be a short pickup. That's not enough for the first down.
I wouldn't be surprised if some point here in the future, Mike, this quarterback drops back. It looks like the same old hitch route underneath, and they give a pump fake and go. You can lull a defense to sleep with a lot of these underneath quick game passes, and once you do, you can try to go for the big one.
A gain there of 15. First down, Cleveland.
And that's a heck of a run there on 3rd and 1. So often these backs, they're just thinking, all right, just get 1 yard, pick up the first down. But not this guy. He's thinking, I know where the marker is, but I'm going to pick up as many yards after that as I can. That's exactly what he does. Fresh set of downs.
Here's a handoff to Chubb. And a strong first down run, a pickup of 9, setting up 2nd and short. From the shotgun, here's Watson. Quick throw, taken in. He's taken down just shy of the 10.
It's like a textbook, methodical, efficient NFL drive. 4 for 4 throwing the ball, mixing in some run. You're just marching the ball downfield at your will, and they get a fresh set of downs now to see if they can convert this nice drive into some points.
Here's 4. And he'll take this forward for about 3. It's 2nd down. Left side, he's got Njoku. And they'll work this close to a first down, maybe just a tad short.
We hear the term RPO so often, Mike, and it continues to kind of trickle its way into the NFL. But remember, it's a lot different in the NFL than it is in the college game where it's a lot more prevalent. The lineman cannot go downfield, so that quarterback has to make a...
And he'll just get up inside those big bodies up front, and he's in. Nick Chubb. Touchdown, Cleveland. Good drive. They kept the ball. Greg, they moved it effectively down the field and finish it off on the ground for the touchdown.
So often, Mike, we see teams work on a great drive to get down here close, only to settle for a field goal. But in this case, give them a lot of credit. They put a great drive together, but they're able to capitalize and finish it off with 6.
Dustin Hopkins now to add the extra point. He gets it to go, and the Browns are on the board. It's 10-7. Here's Hopkins now after the touchdown. He'll boot this one away. On the return, here comes Cordero Patterson. Nice job by the return team as he takes it across the 30-yard line. The Steelers' offense and running back Najee Harris getting set to take over once more. And he's been a tough man to stop in this first half, putting up some big numbers already. And remember, we haven't even reached halftime yet. Here's 1st and 10. This drive begins with a run by Harris. He is met and dropped. Good defense. Loss of a couple on that play.
With how fast they were all over that play, you almost wonder, Mike, was there a pre-snap tell? Did they know that play was coming? Because I'll tell you, that defense was on it from the start.
Last play went the wrong way. It sets up 2nd and long. It's 2nd down and 12. Out of the gun, it's Wilson. Catch made by Pickens. Well, he's brought down. That pass is going to pick up 4 and bring up 3rd down. Out of the gun, here's Russ. He dives, and what a catch for the 1st down. That's a gain of 14 and a 1st down.
You just love to see this effort, especially on 3rd down. You understand, you want to keep this possession alive. You have to do everything in your power sometimes to bail out your quarterback, and it's exactly what he does here, and it brings up a fresh set of downs.
A run with Harris. And he's going to be stuffed well behind the line of scrimmage. A play going absolutely nowhere.
You have to wonder if next time, does the play caller give his quarterback some options to check out of this play? It was clear before the ball was snapped. This was not a great look for that play call, and you can see the end result.
On the ground, this is Warren. And he proves tough to bring down. Good running across midfield. A gain of 8 that time. Backfield empties. 5 receivers in the formation for 3rd down and 5. From the shotgun, Wilson. And this is going to be incomplete. That is great work there, making things difficult defensively. It'll set up a 4th down.
Throughout this entire game, we've really seen this quarterback operate very efficiently, not only being able to spread the ball to multiple playmakers, Mike, but really complete a high percentage of his passes. So can't let that last incomplete break what's been a really nice rhythm so far.
And no chance of a run back here. This one's going to sail out of bounds. Nick Chubb and the rest of the Browns offense set to take over again. They'll start out 1st down and 10. Back to throw is Watson. On throw, right side, taken by Njoku.
It's not the big play they were hoping for, but 1st down efficiency, staying ahead of the chains, is what every offense is trying to find, and it brings up a manageable 2nd down.
A run straight ahead, that's Ford. Lots of space, past the 45. And he's taken down, but just shy of midfield.
This is one of those cases where having high-end speed in the backfield can be such a game changer. The offensive linemen don't need to hold their blocks quite as long. You give this guy a little bit of a crease, and man, he is gone.
They'll go back to Ford on 1st down. And he'll get about 6 there, setting up 2nd down. Back to throw is Watson. Quick throw out wide. It's caught.
One of the easiest ways to negate these really good pass rushes in the NFL, Mike, is just to simply get the ball out of the quarterback's hand as fast as possible. And sometimes it's by design, sometimes it's based on need. But really nice job there by the quarterback, getting into the hands of his receiver and then see what he can do after the catch.
1st and 10 now from the 36. Throwing is Watson. That ball flutters to the ground. It's incomplete. Well, fortunate there wasn't a defender right there in the area. Could have been a turnover. Instead, it brings up 2nd down.
It's rare to see an offense that finds themselves trailing and say, well, their quarterback's been actually one of their biggest bright spots. Usually that doesn't go hand in hand, so it's a little surprising to see him miss a throw like that on a day where he's completed passes at a highly efficient rate.
And a good job rallying to the football, holding just a gain of a yard and sets up 3rd down.
Just a little slow developing on that screenplay there. It was pretty obvious to the entire defense exactly what was going on. Nobody was thinking pass. Nobody was getting back into their drops, and just nowhere for that back to go.
Oh, that's the one thing they couldn't have there, the sack that might take them out of field goal range.
I think the most frustrating element to all of this is when you look downfield, there's guys open. There's plays to be made downfield in the passing game, but quite frankly, the pass protection has just been so bad that they haven't been able to take advantage of any of it.
On comes the punter now, as they'll say no to the long field goal and hope to pin them deep. And we will not have a return here. This one angled out of bounds. The Steelers offense and their running back getting ready to go back to work. They lead by a field goal as they go to work with a 1st and 10. Wilson. This one is complete. It's Pickens. The Steelers going to use one of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 45 seconds to go until halftime. An enviable spot to operate from. Here's 2nd and inches. Now Wilson. Here's a screen set up for Warren. Give him 13 on that screen play and a 1st down.
And this is why most teams might decide to take the ball first after the halftime break, because they want to be able to control this middle 4. At the end of the first half, you can use your timeouts. You can use some strategy to steal an extra possession. If they're able now to go down and come away with points, they'll have a chance to double it up again right after the halftime break.
And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line. Now Pittsburgh will bang a timeout here. That's their 2nd, as they'll stop it just a little bit over 30 seconds to go in this first half. Now a 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line. To throw again is Wilson. He's got a man down the field. It's Austin. And they're going to get this all the way down inside the 5.
Everyone talks about all the physical qualities to play quarterback in the NFL, Mike, and of course that's a given. But it's really the cerebral approach to the game that separates the best from everybody else. And I think both of those things were on display there, as he did not only a great job of finding...
And the rush gets home. He'll go down. They got him. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the 2nd quarter. Here comes Chris Boswell to try a field goal. This from 30 yards out. He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. So we have reached halftime here. It is a 6-point difference at the break. As we'll get you down to Orlando now, that's where the coach is, Jonathan Coachman, and our EA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, Mike, thank you. More from you and Greg in a moment. But for now, welcome one and all to our EA Sports Halftime Report. The second half, straight ahead. Time to get back to it. And for the call, let's rejoin Mike Tirico and Greg Olson.
Okay, Coach, thanks a bunch. We'll see which team's adjustment's going to pay dividends here. Likely going to play a big role in who wins this one. Pretty interesting first half. We'll see if any strategy changes for the next 30 minutes or more as this second half gets underway. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The home team's offense looking to get back to work as we begin this third quarter. They work with a 6-point advantage as they start this drive on 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Wilson. That one pinballs around, but it is incomplete.
A rare miss for a quarterback that we've seen really come out on fire throughout this entire contest. I mean, his completion percentage, Mike, is well above league average, and frankly, it's really the biggest reason why they find themselves out in front.
On 2nd down, here's Wilson. There's a short one caught by Freiermuth. They'll get maybe 3 out of that one, and it's going to set up 3rd down. Throwing is Wilson. Taking off, he'll try to get there. He'll get a dozen out of that one, scrambling his way to a 1st down.
These are the plays that are just crushing for a defense. Here you are, you think you're about to make a big stop, force 4th down, and get the football back, but instead you let the quarterback get loose. He picks up the 1st down with his legs, and now you got to defend a fresh set of downs.
On 1st down, it's Harris. And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage at best. Might have even lost a yard there.
Number one rule of run blocking for the offensive line is you don't want to allow penetration. It just doesn't give your running back any angles to cut and find the hole. It's exactly how it played out here. They've got to do a better job holding the line of scrimmage and not getting pushed back.
Now Russ. Now he'll run.
Initially, Mike, a really good job by the defense. Nowhere to go with the ball for this quarterback. He's forced to pull it down and turn into a runner. Little slow reaction, and he's able to actually pick up a pretty good gain.
3rd down, 3 to go. Wilson. He's got his man. It's Pickens. And he's taken down inside the opponent's 35.
Every once in a while, it just comes down to you need somebody in the huddle to just make a play, and it wasn't a whole lot fancy here. The quarterback just dumps the ball down, a quick underneath completion, and then really it's the yards after catch that did the rest, and that's what it takes. You're not always going to have the perfect play. You're not always going to dial up the perfect play against the perfect look. Sometimes players need to make plays, and that was a good one there.
Now he takes off.
He tried to buy all the time he could, but when he saw that space, he quickly turned from thrower to runner, and he's able to pick up a nice gain on 1st down.
Second and a yard. They're going to run out of the gun, and here's Harris. And he's going to be close to a first down. Looks like he'll have just enough to keep the chains moving. Another run here with Harris. And he'll be taken down.
Pretty much just more of the same from what we saw with this back in the first half, and he doesn't need much. He gets a little bit of space, and then he can create the rest. It's the combination of patience, vision, and then the burst to hit the hole once he sees it. This guy's been a handful all day.
Now they'll throw it with Wilson. A pass taken in by Harris. And he's going to be stopped at about the 4.
What an advantage it brings a defense when you have cornerbacks that are such willing tacklers. It just brings an extra element to the ability to defend the entire field. And this is a great example here why.
Inside the 5, it is 2nd and goal. Here's Wilson to throw. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
Nice example there, Mike, of the quarterback just being smart with the ball, understanding it didn't quite develop the way he had intended. Throw that ball out of harm's way, live to play another down.
3rd and goal. Wilson to throw. And he's going to be swallowed up, taken down, sacked, back at the 5.
If they win this game, this pass rush is going to be a big reason why. The 5 sacks speak for itself, but their ability to disrupt the timing of this offense, that can't be overstated.
Here comes Chris Boswell to try a field goal. 3 for 3 in the game, as this one is also good. And the Steelers will extend their 3rd quarter lead.
Yeah, he does a nice job handling that kick there, but I think offensively, you come back to the sideline and you're thinking, we have to find a way to finish these drives. I mean, to be in 1st and goal and settle for 3, that can be very deflating for an offense settling for too many field goals.
Back out is Boswell following the field goal. He'll send this one away. On the return, this is Strong. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The Browns offense and their running back set to go once more. They trail here by a couple of scores. The margin is 9 as this drive starts with 1st down. They'll open this drive on the ground with 4. That one never got started. Defensive pressure too much, and they drop him in the backfield.
Anytime the running back is forced to chop his feet in the background and never get to top speed, you know that play's not going anywhere. And that's exactly what the defense was able to force here by getting penetration. Great job there, stopping this play before he had a chance to even get started.
Watson going to give it to Chubb. That one never got started. Too much defensive pressure. They drop him in the backfield.
Well, they've got him going backwards now, Mike, and this is a worrying trend. We've seen it now the last 2 plays. They have to be able to generate some leverage at the point of attack. Count on positive yardage in the run game.
3rd and long for Watson. Pretty good effort on that one. It will not be enough. It's going to bring up 4th down.
Even though they gave up that last completion, Mike, that's a really good drive there for this defense. I mean, from the beginning, on those early downs, keeping them from staying ahead of the chains, put them in a tough 3rd down situation, and now it brings up 4th down, and looks like they're going to get off the field.
This brought in out past the 20. And he'll get forward a few yards on the return. And that's where the offense will take over. The home team's offense headed back to take over once more. The cushion is 9 as they begin this drive with 1st and 10. Back to throw. Wilson. To get this complete, it's Williams over the middle. They'll mark him down up at the 44-yard line.
This is clinic tape for any young wide receiver out there watching this guy run routes. He has the defender thinking everything is a go ball. Attack him vertically, and then when you get to your route depth, you stick that foot in the ground, you break in, balls on time, results in a nice 1st down pickup.
So they come to the line for 1st down and 10. A carry here for Warren. And he's fighting to try to get back to the line of scrimmage, but will not do it. This is going to be a loss of a yard.
The key to great defensive line play is the get-off. When that ball moves, how fast can you get off the ball and get into the backfield? That's exactly what we saw here. Quick read, react, get off the block, take him down for a loss.
Once again, it's Warren. Warren, 1st down and more. Strong running there. He brings this down inside the 25.
This is a combination of footwork and vision, his ability to kind of weave through traffic and understand where the holes were. It's a really nice job working through some bodies and picking up a big gain.
On the ground, this is Harris. And he'll only be able to muster a couple of yards. Grant Delpit up to make the play. Second down and 8. Now it's Wilson. That's caught right side. It's Freiermuth. And he's going to be brought down just outside the 10-yard line.
This may look like a simple connection, Mike, just pitch and catch, but I can promise you the amount of time these two guys have spent together on the practice field, in the meeting rooms, just getting on the same page, seeing the game through the same set of eyes, it makes what's pretty difficult seem a lot easier.
They'll come up with nothing there. Fortunate just to get back to the line, and that'll set up 2nd and goal.
You could just see the frustration on the running back's face as he's getting helped up off the ground, Mike. There was just nowhere to go from the moment he was handed the ball. Give credit to the defense. Great job.
On 2nd down, Wilson. And room to operate as he takes it down to the 2.
I really like the balance that they've showed so far on this drive, Mike, and what that does is it makes the defense have to defend the entire field. The run game and the pass game, everything looks the same. There's no tells, so they can't afford to just dial up certain schemes to take away a run or a pass. They've got to defend the...
He slams it in there, and he is in. Najee Harris, touchdown Steelers. So on 3rd and goal, they run it in. Sometimes, Greg, that's 4-down territory. They didn't need to do it on 4th down, taking care of it on the 3rd down for the touchdown.
Yeah, and when you find yourself down here this close, Mike, you have to finish these drives off. I'm with you. I think he was going to give his back 2 shots there to punch it in, but he only needed 1.
Wilson has everyone set as they will go for 2. They'll throw out of the gun. Oh, they are on him in a flash, and he's lost the football. And they will get another chance. They cover it up after very nearly squandering a great scoring opportunity. Boswell now following the touchdown. Back out to kick this one off. On the return, it's Jerome Ford. And he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The visitors' offense and their running back getting set for this next possession. They need to start making some inroads here. Down 2 scores as they begin this drive with first down. Now Watson keeping this on the zone read. One of his teammates there to take it back in.
Now, obviously, there's never a good time to fumble the ball. It's probably the thing that teams stress the most is ball security. But it makes it a little bit easier knowing that your own team was able to fall on top of it, and at least you can maintain possession.
To throw on second down is Watson. There's a short throw caught by Njoku. Well, he's brought down. That pass is going to pick up 4 and bring up third down. Here's Watson. Now sets up a screen for Chubb. Good-looking screenplay there. A gain of 11 and a first down.
Whatever they've talked about in the locker room at the halftime break seems to have worked. They've come out with a new established energy. You could see it when they took the field. Now this offense seems to be building on it because with that chunk play, just a little bit of rhythm that they can build off of. They got a long way to go to get back into this game, but so far off to a good start.
He runs with it. 20-yard pickup there. It's a Browns first down.
You know, Mike, I like everything about this play except the very end. You've already picked up good yardage. You've already picked up the first down. Now get down on the ground and protect yourself. There's no reason to take those shots.
They'll come up here, 1st and 10. Watson will make the read and holds on. Space hard to come by there. Tackle made right around the 40-yard line.
Nice job by the defense. They had that one well read from the beginning, Mike. Someone's responsible for the running back, but the key here was the defender responsible for the quarterback. Stays with him, keeps him to a short gain.
Now Chubb. First down and more for Chubb. And he's out of bounds all the way inside the 15-yard line. That's good for 27 and a first down.
This just shows why you can't count on just one guy to take him down. He's a powerful enough runner. You gotta have guys coming in support when that first hit is made. It takes a team effort to stop him, especially once he gets going.
A throw caught by Judy on the outside. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on first down.
Defense does a nice job here initially using zone coverage to take away the middle of the field. That's the most valuable real estate in football. Quarterback gets off his first read, sees some openings to the sideline, and him and his receiver are able to connect.
And the Browns are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
Second down at these distances, Mike, you pretty much anticipate a pass, and I think that's what the defense was lined up thinking. In this case, they leave a little too much room on the ground, and the offense is able to pick up a first down.
To throw is Watson. And this offensive line just has no answers right now. It's another sack.
I don't hate the play call. The best opportunity to throw the ball down this close to the goal line is usually on 1st or 2nd down, Mike. The issue here is the quarterback has to know if my first read is not open, this ball needs to be thrown out the back of the end zone. You cannot take a sack this close to the goal line.
Back to the 5-yard line now. 2nd down and goal. On the handoff, Ford. He's going to lose yardage here, taken down back at the 8-yard line.
When you can get this level of run support out of your secondary, Mike, man, what an advantage for any defense. This defensive back clearly reads run, gets off his block, and he's able to take down the back for a loss of yards.
Now Watson on 3rd and goal. And that is incomplete.
We're starting to see a lot of this on 3rd down, Mike, where they're going to rely on the run after catch to pick up these 3rd down conversions. So you know what that depends on? You have to actually complete the ball. And in this case, it falls incomplete, brings up 4th down.
4th down, Dustin Hopkins now for the Browns field goal. That one is good. And the Browns will cut into that lead.
It's always a little bit of a letdown, Mike. You find yourself deep in the red zone and you have to settle for a short field goal like that. In this case, he's able to put it through and they get 3.
So Hopkins now, following the made field goal, back out to send it away. Patterson now to return it. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The home team's offense, and Russell Wilson set to take over once more. And he's had it going in the first half. Really had his way with the secondary. They have been powerless to stop him. Now, they're going to try to keep it going. They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. Out of the gun, it's Wilson. He's going to run it. And he'll gain yardage and able to get down at the end of the play.
That play had sack written all over it. So that's a great job by the quarterback, not only escaping the initial pressure, even though he doesn't gain a whole lot, he's able to pick up some positive yards for what looked like a disaster in the start.
Here comes Harris on the toss to the right. And he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play.
What makes great linebackers stand out from the pack is their instincts and their vision. In this case, the linebacker has his keys, brings him right where the ball is going, and he's able to make a play at the point of attack and keep this to a no gain.
Here now, 3rd and 5. They send Freiermuth, the tight end, in motion. Wilson now to throw on 3rd down. Oh, and that throw not able to be pulled in. It's incomplete. Looked like he may have got a little ahead of himself there. And it's going to bring up 4th down.
So the hope is your 1/3 down conversion from really jump-starting a possession that ultimately leads in points. But after that 3rd down incompletion, kind of throws a wrench into those plans.
A fair catch signaled, and they'll have it just outside their own 20. So 1st and 10 now. They'll start from the 22. From the shotgun, here's Watson. That's caught by Ford. And it'll be brought down as we tick towards the end of this 3rd quarter. So we are through 3. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Here's a 2nd and 6. Now it's Watson. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing 3rd down.
Just seems like another case of predetermining where the quarterback is going to go with the ball. He had a lot of good route options on that last concept. I think if he just remains a little bit more patient, read the play out, let it unfold, will lead to some easier and better completions.
He'll try to run for it. Taking advantage of the room to run, a gain of 19 on the scramble.
This is an element that defensively you always have to be ready to defend. You can't just accept that it's a pass and be so consumed with the receivers downfield. You have to account for the quarterback as a scrambler. You can see why, as he's able to get out of the pocket and pick up the first down.
1st and 10. Shotgun snap to Watson. That is caught! And he's going to be out of bounds, but they take it to the 20-yard line with that one. A big play and a much-needed one as well. It's a gain of 34.
Defensively, you put so much effort about defending the middle of the field. You know that's the valuable real estate every offense is looking to attack. But what does that do, Mike? It makes you a little susceptible to the throws outside the numbers, and it leads to a chunk play.
They'll run right here with Chubb. He's going nowhere. Going to lose yardage on that play. So after the loss on 1st, here's 2nd and 14. Here's 4.
These are tough situations. You want to stay out of 2nd and real long. You figure it's going to be a pass, but this is a nice changeup by the play caller. He keeps the ball on the ground, picks up a good gain, and now this 3rd down got a whole lot more manageable.
Good drive to this point. Now can you convert on 3rd and 3? Out of the gun, Watson. This one intercepted. Picked up by Joey Porter Jr.
Oh, and in that spot, Mike, that's just painful to see. If the throw's not there, you want him to just get rid of it. Throw it 50 rows into the stands. Give somebody a souvenir. But worst case scenario, you've got to get to 4th down and have a shot at 3 points. But instead, after that pick, you come away with 0.
The home team's offense starting to trot out for this next possession. They'll operate from their own 3-yard line as they try to put something together here on this drive. It's 1st and 10. This drive begins with a run by Harris. And a nice run. Get him about 9. It'll bring up 2nd down. They'll give it to Harris again. And he will have the 1st down. Not a huge run, but enough to move the chains. From the shotgun, Wilson. Nowhere to go. He's going to be taken down.
And the big guys up front in the offensive line just continue to not be on the same page. And we've seen it time and time again here today. This pass rush remains one step ahead of them, and it's the quarterback who continues to pay the price.
Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. They run out of the gun with Warren. He's got some space past the 20, and so much for being backed up, he takes this beyond the 25-yard line.
And this is the point of the game, Mike, where you really can start leaning on your run game and try to close this game out. You've got the lead, you're in the fourth quarter, and they're able to pop off a big run.
A fresh set of downs to work with. It is first down and 10. Here's a give left side to Harris. And no place to go. He's hit and taken down behind the line.
At this stage in the fourth quarter, great job by the defense, understanding exactly what the offense is trying to do. They're trying to bleed the clock, shorten the game. They completely sold out to stop the run, able to take them down for a loss.
Out of the gun, here's Russ. He finds Austin with the grab.
Outbreaking routes, Mike, especially outside of the numbers, everything is about the timing. If you're late with the throw, you're going to be watching that defensive back take that thing the other way for 6.
They're going to try to pick this up on 3rd and 8. From the gun, it's Wilson. Taking off, he'll try to get there. Give him 11 on the scramble and give them a new set of downs.
This is the point in the game, Mike, where on 3rd down, you have to get off the field, and they do a great job. They defend everything in the pass routes, nowhere for the quarterback to go with the ball, but they don't keep him in the pocket. They let him escape, picks up the first down with his legs. They're going to be able to run more time off the clock.
They'll throw on first down with Wilson. There he goes again. A gain there of 20. That's a Steeler first down.
You can see here, Mike, the impact that sending your receivers deep does to the defense. You add so many layers, and the defense has to get so much depth in their pass coverage. It leaves a lot of room underneath, and that's exactly what the quarterback takes advantage, tucks the ball down, turns into a runner, picks up the first down.
They'll come up 1st and 10 at the 40. Now Russ. That'll be caught by the running back, Warren. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on first down.
We tend to make NFL offense very complicated, Mike, but sometimes it's as simple as this. Get the ball into the hands of your playmakers and just let them do the rest.
They'll work now on 2nd and 4. Here's Harris. With good blocking leading the way, he's got the first down inside the 25.
I think this 2nd down call, Mike, they were hoping that at worst they had themselves set up for a 3rd down and short. But there's no need for 3rd down. He was able to get enough on 2nd, and they get a fresh set of downs.
On first down, Wilson. Catch is made. That is Williams. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a first down completion of 7 yards. Second down and 3. Wilson. And they'll get him down after a gain of 5, but that is enough for a first down.
And this is the blueprint, Mike. The ability to sustain and maintain possession and methodically move the ball down the field in the process. The defense has had no answers up until this point, and now the next step is, can they come away with 6? Because anything less than that, after this long drive, would be a bit of a letdown.
And he's close to another first down as he's brought down just shy of the marker. A good spot here, 2nd and a yard. Wilson will throw again. He's got it at the 3. And they'll stop him just short of the goal line, but they are going to have enough to convert It's going to be 1st and goal.
These are the worst. I had a couple years, Mike, where I swear I got tackled inside the 1-yard line 10 times, and then you look back and you're like, man, how many touchdowns did I leave on the board because I couldn't get one more yard? Now, for him individually, not ideal.
He puts it up, and it's caught. Mike Williams. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Greg, that's one of those scores where it's not completely over, but it's getting to be about that time.
Yeah, Mike, I just think they're entering miracle stage right now, and I just don't think there's any coming back from this deficit.
Boswell now for the extra point. It's up and good. And the Steelers will open it up even further here in this 4th quarter. Boswell now following the touchdown. Back out to kick this one off. Here comes Ford on the return. And their drive will begin at the 30-yard line. The Browns offense ready for this next possession. Things not looking good. But see if they get the turnaround going here. They'll start this drive with 1st down. Watson. Here's a screen set up for 4. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down. Here's 2nd and 6. Now Watson. Open man, and that's Tillman. And they'll hold him to a gain of just a couple and sets up 3rd down.
This is one of those throws where you're hoping you do most of the damage after the catch, but give credit to the defense. Once that ball was caught, they were on him quickly, and there was nowhere for him to go after the catch.
Watson now on 3rd down. That's caught. It's the tight end, Njoku. It's a gain of 10 yards. 1st down, Cleveland.
And this is a tricky part of the game for any defense. You find yourself protecting a late lead, and the age-old question is, do you remain aggressive? Do you try to just keep the ball from being thrown over your head and make everything be tackled and played in front of you? That's what every defensive coordinator struggles with, so they can't get too soft here as they try to hold on to this lead here late.
Great timing to call the screen. It's a gain of 17 and a 1st down.
It's been tough sledding for this offense all day today, Mike, but especially here in the 2nd half. So they are just in desperate need of a spark, just something to get their offense into a little bit of a rhythm if they want to have any chance to find themselves back into this game here late.
And he's not going to get too far, tackled after a gain of just a yard.
Really well done here by the defense, Mike, executing this zone defense, and they've got to be able to pattern read. You're not just going to drop back to a spot and just play like a robot. Based on what the receivers do off the line, the defenders have different rules of where their zones move to. Well, they had that one dialed in right from the jump, and they were able to stop.
And he's going to go down yet again. He has been under fire all game long.
So after surrendering their 6th sack of the game, I looked down on the sideline, Mike, and found their offensive line coach. He grabbed his headset, removed it, and he slammed it on the ground. And truthfully, I don't blame him. His unit has been getting worked up front all day in pass protection.
So, backed up after the sack, and now it's 3rd and long. Here's Watson. Now sets up a screen for Chubb. Pretty good effort on that one. It will not be enough. It's going to bring up 4th down.
They pick up a nice chunk play there through the air on 3rd down, but it's not quite enough to move the chains. Now the question is, how aggressive is this head coach willing to be as he tries to extend this drive?
The offense not coming off the field, and here's 4th down. They snap it to Watson. And he'll give himself up after picking up the 1st down.
That's just a big-time play by this quarterback on 4th down. You can see he starts first look covered. Then he goes through his progression. There's nowhere to go with the ball. He can't throw it away, can't take a sack. He quickly decides to turn into a runner, uses his legs to pick up the 1st down, and they're still alive.
He'll run again. Carrying that ball loosely, and it is out. And this is taken in by the defense. Well, he certainly turned that into something on the move. Downfield, looked like he was gaining yards, but then loses control, and the defense comes up with a turnover.
Early on, Mike, it looked like it was going to be a really good play by the quarterback, turning to his legs, getting some pretty good yardage with his feet, but then he failed to not only protect himself, but mostly protect the ball. Defense is able to put a hit on him, jar the ball loose, and now they'll take over after the big takeaway.
Here's 1st and 10. They'll start this on the ground, and it's Harris. Not much to speak of on that one. Maybe a gain of a yard. It's 2nd down. Another run here with Harris. They need 8 as they come up for 3rd down. Wilson. And that is incomplete. He was trying to get that to Najee Harris. And it's going to be 4th down.
This offense has to find a way to be better on 1st and 2nd down, Mike. Living in these 3rd and long situations, must pass, is not a recipe that their offensive coordinator wants to operate in.
Now, fair catch taken, and they're going to have great starting field position just shy of midfield. Now it's the Browns' turn as they get set to take over again on offense. Let's go back and scroll through some of their drives. One theme, Greg, going to keep emerging throughout. Too many turnovers.
Yeah, I think it's been a combination of just carelessness, right? Some sloppy play offensively that has caused some of them. But also, let's give some credit to the defense. I think in a lot of the cases, they're also forcing these takeaways, punching the ball out, going up for interceptions. They've been in the right place at the right time. So, combination of really good defense at times, and at times, really bad offense.
Now, 1st down throw for Watson. Quick hitting slant there. And he's going to be taken down, and that will take us to the 2-minute warning. From the 39, here's a 1st and 10. Back to throw is Watson. They'll try to set up the screen here. And that keeps them ahead of schedule. That's a 1st down completion of 7 yards.
You see so many teams wait till 3rd down to execute their screen game, but I like in this case the play caller changes things up. He uses the screen game on 1st down, which will have an effect on this pass rush going forward. How aggressive do they want to get after the quarterback? Because they got that screenplay still in the back of their head.
On second down, here's Watson. Going deep downfield for Judy.
Can't exactly put my finger on it, but it just seems like this entire game, Mike, this passing game and this quarterback specifically, they've just been off. And whether it's missing these big shots downfield like he did there or just simple underneath layups, there's just something about him today that doesn't look right. And I think it's a big part of the reason they find themselves trailing here in the fourth quarter.
He's got his man complete. That's Judy. He's over 100 receiving yards on the afternoon now, and a first down to boot.
This is what every offense looks to do, Mike. They want to attack the middle of the field. That's the most valuable real estate in football, and oftentimes that's where the chunk plays come. Give it to your receiver on the move and let them do the rest.
That is caught at the 3. And the Browns are looking at a first and goal as he's taken down at the 2-yard line. Throwing again is Watson.
First and goal. The quarterback thinks he's got a shot to take this one in himself. I think he's just a little late in his reaction and decision to turn into a runner. Defense has just enough time to get there. They stop him short of the end zone. Second and goal.
The ball a little closer now. It is second and goal. And this is going to be a touchdown. It's too little too late. They do get a bit closer as they score here in the final minute of play.
And this is where the threat of run just opens up everything else in your offense, especially when you have a premier back lined up behind center. And this is one of those cases where the defense is so worried about how do we stop this ground game. They don't have enough guys to account for everyone in the passing game, and results in an easy touchdown.
Hopkins now to tack on the extra point. He's got it. And the Browns are able to cut into the deficit. This one not quite over, but down a couple of scores. We're going to get an onside kick.
Well, we knew, Mike, this was going to take a miracle. All they needed to do was recover this, score, recover another one, score again. Unfortunately, that's not going to happen, and this game's all but over.
This offense ready for their next possession, led by their running back. And it's hard to believe you could run the ball a whole lot better than he has. The vision, the cutback ability, the acceleration, the stats. It has all been on display throughout. Set to go now on 1st and 10. Only one timeout remaining for the defense as they take a knee. The Browns going to use the last of their timeouts now. They stop it here with just under 40 seconds to go in the game. Lost one on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11. Victory formation here as he's down to a knee. So this one in the win column for the Steelers. And right away you can point to the turnover battle. Always key. Tells the story so often. It did here again today. Their offense didn't turn it over at all. They finished on the plus side with the takeaways. And as a result, they're going to come away with the victory. So that'll do it for us. For Greg Olson and our terrific team behind the scenes, I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. Follow us on X at EA Madden NFL. The Steelers, winners, as we say so long from the confluence of the Three Rivers in Pittsburgh.